KD Beats. KD
Beats Planet.
I will not be held responsible if my image starts to pixelate today. I did everything in my power to make sure that we get the best possible picture. You understand? So if we get the best possible picture, we fix the problem. Shit. But the problem is, we're never gonna get the credit for fixing the problem. You understand? Right. We just gonna get dogged out if we don't fix it. You see what I mean? Two things before we get started today. First of all, I want to give a shout out to this very first super chat. Mr. Jab dropped a deuce in my super chat. He says, Ice Spice comments are pure comedy. Now, a lot of people may look at that and not know what the hell we're talking about. That's because you're not a part of the Patreon. Patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. We have a lot of inside jokes over in the Patreon. If you're a part of the Patreon group, you might know what a wide guard is. But if you don't, you missed out. You understand what I'm saying? We watch film together as a family, as a community, as a congregation, conglomerate, all that good stuff. So, if you want to be privy to those inside jokes, shouts out to you, Mr. Jab. Those comments are indeed hilarious. Wide guard is hilarious. Tap into Patreon, patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. Also, speaking of making fun of us, right? This show is a equal opportunity entertainment type situation. You understand what I'm saying? And, you know, we love to smile at each other. We love to laugh and giggle and kiki and ha ha he he with each other, right? Because if we didn't, this would just be one of the network shows, right? If we just showed up and talked sports and left, you probably wouldn't like us as much, right? And I'm saying this because I've seen a bunch of comments before. Oh, Vance, you dogging out your callers. You being rude or you being mean to your callers. Vance, you making fun of your callers. Well, to be fair, when most people call my show, if I have zero rapport with that person, or at least I feel like, right? If I feel like I have zero rapport with that person, I won't say a thing about that person personally. But if that person calls my show all the time and they in the chat and they in the phone, and I feel like we have a rapport, then cool. For example, King Element tell jokes all day. He hop in my chat box, he tell jokes all day. And my whole life I thought King Element was a black guy, but in real life he's Cuban.
Yeah, once he told me that, I do view the jokes even funnier. Honestly, I don't know why.
It just you know. And so in my mind, when King Element tell jokes, there's a little Cuban voice in my mind when he's telling it. Right, Sam Rowe, in which he called my show first, and he kind of has. Come on, Chico, what you doing? Look, Sam Rowe, when he first called my show, I thought he was a white gentleman. Run, Chico, run. You got a sound for everything.
I do.
I thought Sam Rowe was a white gentleman, and then I saw Sam with his camera on in one of these round tables. It was with Nixon them. Shouts out to Nixon them pick six. So, and I'm like, damn, dog, Sam Rowe. Like us, you know what I mean? But because I have a rapport with Sam Rowe, and Sam Rowe has that same feel back with us, we can make fun with that, right? Long story short, if we don't feel like that we can joke with you, we're not gonna joke with you. We'll probably just send you along your way and be like, all right, cool, appreciate you, man, salute, right? But if we have fun with you, or if we tell a joke with you, you should take that as a sign of endearment, because that means we're fans enough of you that we can tell jokes with you. For example, when my shit start pixelating and y'all start, you know, making fun of my, you know what I mean? Oh, Voch on the Nextel Wi-Fi. That's fun jokes because we fam here. We good here. We hug on each other here. You know what I mean? So if we tell jokes with you, you know, don't take it personal. Don't feel away, or don't feel like you have to protect your manhood or your womanhood, because we ain't kind of mean, you know. If you want to, you know what I'm saying, protect your integrity by, oh, well, we joking back. No, it's good. It's good. Bands 5 in the chat say, what about Martise? Martise got the thickest skin out of
Martise skin is alligator thick.
We terrorize Martise, and he come right on back and he gets that whooping every single time. And I salute Martise, and if I see him in person, I'm gonna buy him a beer or whatever he's drinking, you know.
If I see him in person,
give me that chair. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, if you don't want us to tell jokes about you, you can, put up the church finger. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. You can put up the church finger. Say, yo, Voch, can we just keep it rap? For sure. I will respect your wishes, and we'll just keep it rap. You understand what I'm saying? But for the most part, we gonna laugh. We gonna joke. We gonna talk shit. We're gonna entertain the rest of the audience. Like, you may be upset, but boy, we got 1,000 people that could. We ain't got 1,000 right now. We'll have 1,000 like later on, maybe like 800 later on, because it's Wednesday and it's like the Texans or whatever. But boy, like I'm most likely gonna entertain the other 600 people, and I'll probably use whatever we think is funny at your expense. But it is what it is. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, I just wanted to say that and move on with our life. Back to smacking the shit out y'all rapscallions. You feel me? I'm your host of Voch Lombardi, live on the volume, Lombardi Prime.
You are watching a master at work.
In my mind, I thought this was a safe place to tell jokes. VOCHLOMBARDI on all social media platforms. And I'm being point guarded by the best chair upside the head smacker in the business, Master William.
Santa Claus on the ceiling. Big Willie chilling. Pinch the Grinch for being a holiday villain.
I was on the bomb squad for 10 years.
What's up with you?
I love it. I love the remix, man. I think you should keep it, even though it's not. It's you know what? Do you always switch it up at the perfect time, so you just continue to do you, man. After the holidays, though, I wouldn't mind if it stuck around a little bit. Keep it up like a Christmas tree to February.
Yeah. Keep it. Mid-January.
Yeah.
We'll do that. Master William, how are you, sir?
I am good. Devil try to hold me down coming in here late, but we here. We ready to rock and roll.
We're going to get this done. Shouts out to King Element because we was looking for him all week. You know what I'm saying? King Element love to, whenever the Texans looking garbagey, he love to bring up the Rockets and the Astros. We don't talk baseball.
You mean not King Element.
Not King Element, shit. King Element
Side.
can go too. Eastside Harold, pardon me. Eastside Harold. We've been looking for Eastside Harold, man. He's a super Texans fan, and I feel like if the Texans win a handful of games, he got a lot of shit to say. But Texans ain't been doing a whole bunch of that this year in particular. And boy, just as much as I'm thinking about talking shit to Eastside Harold right now, the one thing that I don't want my Cowboys to do is to lose focus and to go out there and look funny against them characters. You know what I mean? I feel like Eastside Harold is the type to where, we supposed to beat the shot at Texas, but if we only beat him by 10, he'll come talk shit about that too. So I kind of want to beat the shot out of him. Go ahead, Will.
You can't make this up. As you were saying, we can't lose focus.
Right.
You lost focus.
I do.
You pixelating now.
No. Damn.
You can't make that up.
All right.
Here we go.
I'm going to leave. Play my music. I hate this punk ass music. I hate this punk ass. Nothing good happens when this music comes on.
When you hear that music, it's all bad. We got to figure this out. Restream, what's going on?
I don't think it's Restream. Me and you will talk about it later. All right, Chad. We gonna have our technical difficulties, but once we finish those, we go through,
bro. If I play this, just go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah. Actually, we'll still do it right now because I'm about to cut my ceiling fan on. Go ahead.
Okay. I just hate to keep cutting off my brother while that is happening. So. Man, if I said we cannot lose focus, you lose focus.
We'll still like, when we first set this thing up, man, Will was like, man, I can't wait to just be a full-time producer. I ain't gonna have to talk. I ain't gonna have to provide no content. And then as soon as this shit happens, Will still got to talk while I'm resetting my shit. So easy, I apologize, Will. We'll give you a raise or something for all this new talking that you got to do. Anyway, let's get started, man. Let's get into some work. We have spent enough time on some nonsense. Let's get into some actual work here. Yes, that was us stalling until 3:30 because we ain't got shit to talk about. Oh no, what's his bit rate? NES Voch, the neighbor stealing his Wi-Fi. Oh no, Sega Genesis crack. Oh no, Coleco. I thought this was a place where we don't talk shit about each other, man. Oh man. Anyway, let's get started. We were talking about staying focused versus the Houston Texans. They're not a good team, man. Yesterday we talked about the Texans offense is not good. Davis Mills playing quarterback makes them a slightly better offense, but shit, not by too much. The Texans defense ain't great. If Derek Stingley was to be playing, the Texans defense would be a little bit better, but Derek Stingley ain't playing. He was one of our beloved draft guys or whatever. And I think we're talking about trading up to go get Derek Stingley. Like if he fell, like could we move up? So, Cowboy fans had a little bit of a thing with Derek Stingley this offseason. Petrie was another one from Baylor, safety, hybrid nickel corner type guy. He would have been a fantastic big nickel here, just by way of him being a tackling guy, linebackery guy, slot guy.
Wow.
Safety got Petrie's playing fantastic, but boy, the rest of them jokers, the rest of them characters, we ain't got very much to say about it. So let's just tap in with a couple of our Cowboy guys and just talk about staying focused here. Here's DeMarcus Lawrence talking about not overlooking the Houston Texans.
Understanding, what journey that we're on. We're gonna be facing a different team each and every week, and it doesn't matter about their record or what they all went through. It's really about, us honing in on, where we're trying to go and also, our details. So it's really about us.
It's really about us. And at the end of the day, Will, still, it really is about us. I wonder, let me click this button and see if that'll help with my pixelation issues. But at the end of the day, Will, still, it's definitely about us, right? If we walk into this thing and make it about Cowboys versus Texans, then yeah, we could overlook the Texans, right? But in real life, we need to look internally and understand what it is that, we're trying to do as a big picture or whatever, right? If anything, we can use the goal of, hey, we can use that bye week, right? That first round bye. So we don't want to play in the wild card week. I mean, yeah, that's more important. So we got to beat the Texans in order to do that. You know what I mean? Like, if we're in control of our own destiny, of course we're gonna need some help. We're gonna need one team to beat the Eagles, and one team to beat the Vikings or whatnot. But if we just take care of our own business, then we can get some of the things that we want. And taking care of our own business internally, we have to look at ourselves to do that. Then we need to beat the shit out of or just beat the Texans, but beat the shit out of the Texans to make that happen. Plus, man, look, if you're a dude that's trying to rack up on sacks to get roster incentives, well, it's a good time to do it. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, boy, is it. I think Davis Mills got sacked something like 13 times in the last 4 games. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, if you trying to break records and all that and things of that nature, man, come on, let's go ahead and take care of that business right here. This is a fantastic time to do it. Mike McCarthy, let me start to scratch this up. Mike McCarthy even talked about keeping things internal when it comes to staying focused for the Texans, and I just find it hilarious that we never made this about. We never lied to ourselves and said that the Texans are a good team, or at least the Cowboys didn't. Like they asked about 7 people, and nobody said, "Oh, the Texans are a good team. We should meet them like everybody else." They said, "Hey, man, we just gotta stay focused because these motherfuckers trash, and we don't want to come out here and make a mistake on our part." You understand what I'm saying? So at least they being honest in the room. Here's Mike McCarthy talking about staying focused versus Houston Texans.
And you're messaging every day. I mean, today, the focus was really the competition, internally. I thought the look team were exceptional yesterday. I really liked the way the Wednesday practice, felt, looked, and everything. So I thought the team had a really good day. So, I mean, the message today was just, let's get out there and compete against each other and challenge each other. Actually shared them a clip of, Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan from the 1992 Dream Team. I'm sure everybody's seen it. So it's just, the best challenges, some of the best competition I've ever been a part of is on the practice field. So, we're practicing out pads today because, we're where we are there, because it's that time of year. But, just keeping the competition and getting better each day and obviously keeping focused on beating the Houston Texans.
Which is also a good way to look at it, right? We're still like, hey, man, we will play a bad game if we practice badly. Like, if we just have bad practice all week, then we're probably going to play a bad game. So one way to bump practice up is to look at ourselves, right? So, all right, Tyron Smith back. Don't get whooped by Tyron Smith. Or Micah Parsons is here.
Jeez.
We'll bring out a good practice. So we'll just, on accident, seems like one of your streams is having a connection issue. Stand by. Oh, shit. All right. So when you competing against all this top tier talent or whatever, you're the Cowboys offense and you competing with this top tier defense. You're the Cowboys defense. You're competing with the number 1, 2, 3 offense and all these important metrics or whatnot. It'll bring something out of you. Will, still, what you think about that?
It sounded like McCarthy was like, yeah, I know these motherfuckers is trash, but y'all need to find any and every little thing to motivate yourselves, right? I did the show with Jesse yesterday. We were just having fun about this. And I asked him the question, like, all right, as players in that locker room, man, fans, we have this comfortability, right? Where we're like, we play the Texans, whatever. We're allowed to overlook them. Does that happen in the locker room? He's like, hell yeah. And he's like, not necessarily overlook them, but there's not that same motivation. You're human. It's like, so you basically got to find something like, oh, you know what? I think that left guard was a dude who liked my girl's pictures on Instagram when we was up there at the. You just gotta find these little things to get yourself motivated. But I appreciate McCarthy coming out here saying, yeah, we're focusing on ourselves this week without disrespecting the Houston Texans. You know what I mean?
The chat box flaming me right now.
I tried.
But you know what?
I tried.
I can't be sensitive. I can't be sensitive, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I opened up with the message that I opened up with, so I can't. I gotta just wear this on the chin, man. I gotta wear this on the chin. Mike McCarthy on Dameon Pierce, the only player in which I feel relatively. I'm not even nervous about him. He's just the best player over there. Here's Mike McCarthy. What do you got to say about him?
He's dynamic, the way he breaks tackles. I mean, I think the biggest thing for us, and not to fluff off the importance of what he means to his team, but it's just really the focus that we have. We know regardless of who they line up with, people are going to come into AT&T and try to run the football. So we need to stop the run. It's a focus of ours, and I really like the way we've responded after the Green Bay game. So and that focus won't go away. I think as long as we continue to line up, especially with our personnel and our scheme, that's going to be the point of focus, because I mean that's just the way everybody's going to try to attack us.
What the hell Mike said about Phil? Let's run this shit back. Hold on, I'm just a little bit.
It's dynamic, the way he breaks tackles. I mean, I think the biggest thing for us, and not to fluff off the importance of what he means to his team.
Fluff off, Will Steele. What does fluffing something off mean?
Mike sound like he just got caught in the middle of chewing and he had to say something real fast. So, hold on. And then he'd be like, no, yeah, just the Wookiees is
the Wookie. I plead the fifth, Lauren Fifth.
Finish chewing your food, Mike, and then come talk to us, fam. I don't know what. I just
got to close them tabs. Ain't no tabs open, man. I close all of them prior to being here. Is another problem. I know what I know what the problem is. You ungrateful savages. I understand what the problem is. We working on it. Hang tight. Let's see who else has something to say. That's we're gonna talk about him in a minute. And one more. Micah Parsons on staying focused.
Oh Lord.
Just keeping the main thing. I'm just keeping that.
Oh Lord, what Will Steele? How we looking? I got to log back out again. Or oh Lord, Mike.
No, oh Lord, Micah Parsons. You ain't been on Twitter today.
I have not been on Twitter. What happened to Mike?
I don't even want to bring it up. We'll talk after the show. I don't want to derail the show with that nonsense.
Well, let's go look on Twitter.
Humility, understanding the talent we have already here. Whether we add or not, we've been doing great with or without OBJ is just another piece that can make this team way more explosive. But, we came in here, we all worked hard together. This was a team that's been together since April all the way through to now. And that's where our focus needs to be. Everyone's in the locker room. And that's where we should be heading. And that's what's going to be here on this playoff run.
Okay. Well, that doesn't matter. All right. So that's what Michael Parsons basically had to say, man. We have a bigger thing that we need to be focused on moving forward, and we can't get that thing done if we're going to be losing focus on 1-9-1 team. So that's just that. Tyron Smith. Before I get to Tyron Smith, because this is actually going to segue into Tyron Smith. But the whole they talked to Zeke, and Will Steele, just mind you, I haven't pulled sound clips on players in so long, because we normally, have so much to talk about here with the coaches or like so many other, news items or whatnot. But imagine like, okay, well, fine. What did the players say? You know what I mean? And the one thing I thought about, Will Steele, the one thing that I missed, let me get right. You want to know what I missed, Will Steele?
You missed.
I missed stoic Amari Cooper when people ask bad questions.
Yeah, he used to make people look stupid. Yeah.
People go out there and ask Cooper a bad question. Cooper go, nah, or yeah. You know what I mean? So when they ask Zeke, hey, Zeke, why you ain't go to the game? I saw it on Twitter, but I didn't know who asked it. And then I watched and I saw who asked. I was like, all right, they might be sick of him. I ain't saying that.
They 100% are sick of him.
Be sick of him. But,
I love Zeke's answer.
Zeke had a fantastic game. This ain't this right here because it really has nothing to do with what we're talking about today. But yeah, man, they tie that little nonsense and tomfoolery, man. But hey, Zeke, what's been working on the offense? What's gotten this offense into this groove? And Voch can answer. Ford came back. But we'll let Zeke answer.
Well, I think everyone's just finally hitting their strides. Got MG was hurt earlier in the season, so it kind of took him a little time to get his feet back under him. You can see the past couple of games he's been trending towards the right way. Last week, two big, he had 2 touchdowns last week, right? Yeah, last week 2 big touchdown grabs. I just think that everything's starting to click at the right time. The run game starting to look really good. Pass game starting to look really good. O-line's playing their tails off. They're protecting very well. Obviously the defense has been playing good the whole season. Last week with 5 turnovers, it's hard to lose when your defense is going to taking the ball away 5 times. So I think just everything's starting to click, and it's a good time for it to start clicking. With December, in December, we're in December, huh?
It's not about the best team, Will Steele. It's about who get hot right around this time. You know what I mean? If you look at the past 2 Super Bowl contestants or whatever, right? It's crazy how the Rams look right now, but whatever. But if you look at the last 2 teams that played in the Super Bowl, nobody thought that the Rams or the Bengals were going to be Super Bowl teams. We just wouldn't have thought that was going to be the case, but them hoes got hot right around this time. They got hot in December. And they took that momentum and they put it in January. And then once you're in the tournament, anything happens. But when you have that momentum, it just kind of keep momentuming. And before you know it, goddamn Bengals and not the Bills or the Chiefs.
I'm pushing back on it. I don't agree with that.
Please.
I don't agree with. I know there's instances where that has happened, but best teams are usually in the NFC Championship, AFC Championship game, or end up in the Super Bowl. And here's the thing. I get that the Bengals weren't looked at as the best team in the AFC when they ran into the Chiefs, but they beat the Chiefs earlier in that season in an important game. One could argue, and then they beat them again. And guess what they just did last week? Beat them again. Sure. It's hard to say that they weren't the better team. Some would say maybe the Bills, but the Bills lost to the Chiefs. Now, as for the Rams didn't have no momentum going to the playoffs. They lost a huge game against the 49ers, right? But pound for pound, hard for me to find another team that was more talented than the Rams last year. And when you combine it with the coaches, they won the Super Bowl.
But were we looking at the Rams like they were the best team around that time?
Yeah.
And because honestly, I don't, they were talented, sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. But just like you said, man, Matthew Stafford go out there and do some goofy little Matthew Stafford shit, man. The Bengals weren't a team that we was looking at like that. The year before that, I don't think the Bucks were a team that was looked at that was going to be the team. You see what I'm saying? But just when you catch fire, you know what I mean? It's not always the best team.
Wait a minute. You thought the Bucks wasn't one of the best teams in the National Football League in 2021?
Let me put Will Steele over here so I can look at him properly. No, not the best team. No, they were a good team. It's always
one of the best teams. Because only one team wins a Super Bowl, but you say the best teams don't always XYZ. Nothing is 100%, but normally the best teams, which is about those 3 or 4, end up either in the Super Bowl or NFC Championship game. You got instances where the Ravens will win the Super Bowl or the Giants, but for the most part, I can't just say it's just whoever gets hot at the end of the year. I got to look at the roster and look at the results and look at the context. Again, the Bengals were proving to you that we are one of the best teams at the end of the season and beating the Chiefs and then beat them again and then beat them again last week. And then I don't think anybody looked at the Rams and said, this isn't one of the best teams in the National Football League.
So I do think, matchups can come into play when we get to the playoffs. Because 49ers just was a bad matchup for the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys were one of the best teams last year, but they didn't make it to the Super Bowl. And if that's the case, let me unlock the phones because I've been hold on. Boom, boom, boom.
The conference has been unlocked.
Because if that's the case, Will Steele, the Packers would always go to the Super Bowl, or the Bills and the Chiefs would always go to the Super Bowl.
Packers won an NFC Championship game back-to-back years. So they were one of the best teams. I'm not saying the best record goes to the Super Bowl. I'm saying there's usually about 4 or 5 best teams in the NFL. Usually, most of those teams end up in the championship game or a couple of them in the Super Bowl. Only 2 can get there. You know what I'm saying? Only 2 can really get there. But usually the Final Four, probably most of those Final Four, you're like, all right, that makes sense. Chiefs?
Well, of course.
Rams?
Well, go on.
Who was in the NFC Championship game last year? Was that the Niners?
Rams and Niners, yeah.
Yeah, Niners and Bengals. You could look at that 4 and say, that makes sense to me.
Sure. Well, okay. Well, so if we gonna take the teams from the conference championship games, and be like, all right, 2 of y'all got to go to the Super Bowl, then facts for sure, right? Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, we always look at these handful of teams, right? Like these teams, like, oh, you're the best team, and I don't think it's always the best team. It's about the hot guy, because the Ravens, fuck man, Lamar Jackson can be MVP guy, and we'll look at them and go, yo, that's the team that's going to do it. But they'll lose to a team that's just hotter than them, like the Titans or something. And then the Titans will go lose to a team that's, you know what I'm saying, that's just a little better than them, not as bad as them. Sure, the best teams, like if there's a pool of 7 or 8, the best teams.
There ain't a pool of 7 or 8.
Sir?
There's not. You are saying 1. That is debatable of who is the 1 best team. It's not debatable who may be the top 4 teams in the league. Usually you may swap out 1 or 2 at most, maybe at most 2. But usually it's a consensus. Consensus right now on the best teams in the league, right, would be Cowboys, Eagles, Chiefs, and Niners or not Niners, but because the Niners just lost their quarterback. Bills. Sure. Right, those would be consensus. Then you throw in the Dolphins and the Bengals. If 2 of those go to the Super Bowl or 4 of them go to the NFC Championship, are you going to say none of them were one of the best teams in the league? No.
What I'm saying, Will, still, and we probably saying, different things right now. What you're saying is, yeah, one of the best teams will go to the Super Bowl, and for sure, like if we pick 8
or
teams,
championship game. Yeah,
sure,
that's a successful season to me.
What I'm saying is, if we go into the playoffs, right, we go, all right, the Chiefs, the best team in the AFC. And we'll just say Packers, not this year, but Raj did his MVP. Packers, they're going to go to the Super Bowl because those are the 2 best teams. When we do Super Bowl predictions every year, everybody for the most part kind of got a team or 2 that they thinking, man. I wasn't thinking that and this could just me being a bad analyst, I don't know. But I wasn't thinking that the Bengals are a team that's going to go to the Super Bowl. Yeah, they had their wins versus the Chiefs, and yeah, I feel like that they can make playoff noise, but I ain't think that they was one of them ones. The Rams, man, I thought Matthew Stafford was finna go out here and Matthew Stafford, because in all these playoff games, he was throwing picks to other people. But that defense got hot, and before you know it, the Rams end up in the game. I thought it was going to be Aaron Rodgers, MVP Aaron Rodgers.
But they weren't hot. So, they lost the last game of the year, the most important game. They weren't hot. What happened was they got into the playoffs, and they played up to their talent level. And no, but preseason, nobody's picking the Bengals. But that's why this is just me personally. And I'll end it on this. And I say this to you, and I say it to my viewers. I don't ever talk about Super Bowl nothing before a freaking game is being played, because so much happens. I need to see what's going on around the league before I say, like, yeah, man, we going to the Super Bowl. How? You have no idea. Another team can come up and be good. You can say, hey, this team can be competitive. This team is a playoff team. But Super Bowl, I need to see games. I need to see this team play. And if you watch the Bengals play, once you got to midseason, you say, yeah, that's a competitive team that could get to the Super Bowl. So it wasn't a shock to me by that time. But we could do this all day, man. We're on different sides of it here, man. But good debate, though.
Good talk, though. Good talk, for sure. But y'all already know the Cowboys gonna win that goddamn Super Bowl. Let me get my war call ready. What y'all mean? Come on, Winston hate SB. He hate SB. But come on, man. Just let my Cowboys get hot. But what Zeke was saying, hey man, 4 came back. The run game is picking up. Zeke looks good. Tony looks good. Gallup is getting healthier. Hey, we're living in this world where, hey, we talking about wide receivers, we're only using Gallup and Lamb, and if we got to use Noah sometimes, then fine, cool. We found this comfort. Shit. All right. I saw you move. I'm leaving. All right. At least they let us get the debate out the way. You know what I mean? At least they let us get that. Voch was moving around
too much. That happened in the middle of the damn debate.
Oh man, that'll be terrible. Chat, I promise we're gonna fix this, and this is the only show that can make a bit out of a legit technical difficulty. So, hey, shouts out to those mere content kings, but boy, we hate when shit go bad here. So trust me, we're gonna fix it. But yeah, shit's coming together at the same time here. What was the last point I made? And we're finding comfort with our 4 tight ends and things of that nature. So I think we're on our way, man. We're on our way. Let's see. Somebody say black programming. That's hilarious. So with everything happening around the same time, shouts out to Ezekiel Elliott talking about midseason form and everything kind of coming together. Tyron Smith has made his return to practice yesterday. So let's hear what we just did Zeke. So let's hear Zeke talking about Tyron Smith here.
Yeah, Tyron, he looks good. He looked really good today. He's out there striking guys. Felt bad for those DNs he was going against.
Yeah,
sure
man.
they have some bruise on their chest tonight. But definitely good to have Tyron back out there. He looks good. He looks in shape. Looks darn good.
Hey man, Tyron back was there, and we've talked about this for a little while that Tyron Smith coming back is going to be the bigger addition for this offense than Odell Beckham would be. Beckham will probably come in and work in here or there, get a couple of reps per game, a couple targets per game. But if Tyron Smith is going to be your full-time left tackle, you're going to get a lot more out of him than you would a brand new receiver. Tyron Smith knows the system, so there's not going to be an acclimation period. Tyron Smith is going to move right in. And the one thing that I always say on this show, and I'm going to keep saying it till it's a thing, continuity is important. But if there's one thing that I can say better, that's better than continuity, is better dudes. And Tyron Smith is indeed a better dude. And everybody's saying good things about Tyron Smith being back. So when he gets back to left tackle, Tyler will move to left guard. He'll look fantastic when he do it. Here's Tyler Smith talking about moving back to left guard.
I mean, it definitely helped me in terms of
or having or just in the middle of the Colts game or just in the middle of these games being able to move to left guard and back to left tackle, just being a versatile player rather.
I mean, it definitely helped me in terms of versatility. Like, it's a high stress situation when you switching throughout a game like that. And just to be able to do that, it just builds confidence and, being able to switch around, move around, and, the ebbs and flows of the game. So it definitely helped me a lot. It's definitely built some confidence in that aspect.
Will Steele, Tyler Smith has played enough reps to where we can't just look at him as like little rookie no more. You know what I mean? Like he's played enough to where he is a part of this thing. Like he's a permanent fixture in this thing here. And listen, man, I've heard a lot from some of our media friends, and they said, oh, well, Tyler Smith is not the slam dunk choice for left guard when Tyron comes back and all that little nonsense, man. I just hope that my Cowboys do the right thing, Will Steele. I just hope that this coaching staff, I hope the offensive dudes, I hope Joe Philbin don't come out here overthinking this thing and having some type of loyalty to Conor McGovern or some little nonsense like that. Tyler Smith looks the part. He looks the part. When I see that dude line up at guard or tackle, he just looks like the better dude to me, Will Steele. So I hope this ain't a conversation that they really having over there. What you think, bro?
I wasn't even thinking that, but I'm with you. I hope they don't as well. I mean, we seen the tape. Tyler Smith at left guard is a problem in a good way. He's an upgrade. And I said this to you, I think yesterday or the other day. Tyron Smith, this is a luxury, man. Because if he's on the field, he's an upgrade to Tyler Smith. And if he gets hurt, cool. We just put Tyler back out there, or we'll put Jason Peters back out there, and we can rock. So,
Yep. If Tyron Smith, if he comes back, right, and as long as he's not a liability, as long as he's himself, or even if he's like 75% of himself or whatever the case may be, man, that's still a top tier tackler in this league. He may not be demigod. He may not be Kratos like Zach Martin is, but, even if he comes back at a 75%, 70, just a fraction of himself, he's still a top 10 tackler in this league. You understand? And a top 10 tackle in this league will take that 32nd ranking in pass block win rate. And to be fair, it don't even be looking like we be getting whooped in the pass game or something like that. So I kind of need to look at them stats and like figure that out. But if Tyron Smith comes back, then not only does your running game get better, which has me shaking in my sleep, but your pass game gets better, in which then your wide receivers and quarterback will probably be better. Go ahead, sir.
I think Dak helps out that it don't look that
Getting rid of
bad,
the ball quick, sure.
right? Because there'll be times I'll be like, oh man, if he just wait, then I go back and look at the protection. I'm like, oh nah, if he held that for one more second, he's getting sacked.
Yeah, he'd have been gone.
So it don't look like it,
The
when the
conference
play is
and
complete. But then when you go back and look at both angles, you're like, yeah, that's a sack if he holds it for a half second more.
Which goes back to my post that I made on Twitter the other day, and people like to look at me, like I'm crazy, like I'm just hating. I was like, hey man, if Dak Prescott was Jalen Hurts in this game, he would have been sacked however many times or whatever it is that I said. And I ain't mean necessarily poo-pooing on Jalen Hurts. That's just me shouting out Dak. Well, I'm poo-pooing on Jalen Hurts a little bit, but Dak gets rid of the football just right on time. Like Dak takes hits. You know what I mean? Dak be getting hit. He gets rid of the ball, he gets hit. You know what I mean? And if he was just a tad bit indecisive, if he was just a little worse on his reads, like some people think that he is, and he'll probably get sacked much, much more. But the Cowboys are at the bottom of the bottom in pass rush win rate, pass block win rate, but they not really up there in sacks. Like many other teams get sacked way more than the Cowboys have. That's because we get rid of the ball quickly. So, and then it's not because we get rid of the ball because the routes are predetermined or the reads are predetermined. We just, snap and throwing it. It's just that, hey man, Dak is just him. You know what I'm saying? But that's just that. One last clip. Mike McCarthy talking about Tyron Smith and him practicing. Then we'll get to the phones.
I thought he looked good. He's in good shape. So this will be a good day for him today. He'll increase his his workload from yesterday today. But I thought Tyron had a solid day, good solid day.
It was something funny too, Will. Still just the level of petty in me. I said a long time ago, I said, hey man, Jalen Hurts is a dude that can get sacked. And Alex in the chat, but Voch, Jalen Hurts don't get sacked. And then I looked up Jalen Hurts sack numbers. He's been sacked like 28 times, something like that. That was the last time I checked. I don't know what his numbers is now. But he got sacked like 28, 29 times, something like that. I was like, I would go bring some drama to Alex, but I can mind my business here. All right, moving on. I ain't got to be that petty. Let's see.
Alex is good enough. He cool enough. We ain't got to be too petty.
I don't know, man. Alex be a little extra. And then he'll leave the show and go follow me on Twitter and go talk shit to me on Twitter. I don't like that shit, man. But I keep it together. You know what I mean? I just like to take my receipts and just stuff them in my pocket. And when it's time for me to go to customer service, I dole them shits out, man. But it is what it is. Let's get into the phones and see what y'all talking about. Let's get JR here first. Alex is putting question marks over there. Alex, I will find the show and the timestamp. Quit playing. What up, JR? What's up, man?
You all right, baby?
Hey, man. Some going on the internet, man. Some going on with it. It's raining outside, but we'll fix it though.
I know you ain't get that magic jack. I know you ain't get that magic
jack.
Oh,
dang, I haven't seen that commercial in a minute.
He was on the phone. Hey, I got a sweet deal for you. You called just in time.
I'm not gonna sit here and just let you talk shit to me on my show. I be damned. I'm not on my show. What's up, JR? You good? You good, JR? What's up?
No, what's good? It's all love, baby. Hey, Voch, you know what I'm saying? So you down there, you know what I'm saying? You in the streets, tell us what they feeling like down there. Are they on the like, oh man, we hate the Cowboys. We finna go do whoop-de-whoop, you know what I'm saying? I hope we that, you know what I'm saying? Or they just like, man, it's whatever, you know what I'm saying? How they feeling down there?
Shit, I don't be talking to these people out here, dog. I go to work, I go work out, I go to dojo, kick the bag. I chill with old guy. I chill with Miss Nate, man. I'm chilling, man. I don't be out here fussing with people in the streets. What you mean?
Oh, this prime time, baby. You need to get out there. All right, you know what I'm saying? Just give us your cowboy take, you know what I'm saying? You're reporting with the phone, you know what I'm saying? Just give me one real quick. Oh, man, boy, that's pure gold. You know what I'm talking about? Nah.
You ain't finna see me arguing on Texans. JR, why would I go out in the street and argue with Texans fans, sir? No, come on.
Facts.
For the TikTok. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do on the TikTok.
I ain't on that neither.
I can't read you a story right now, baby. Daddy on the phone with Uncle Voch. Say, let me. I gotta go, man. I'm on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm quarantined. I'm the only one not sick. I'm quarantined.
Appreciate
you, right, man. I love y'all, man. Y'all keep on there.
Good call, JR. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, JR.
Hey man, shouts out to JR, man. Shouts out to JR.
JR.
Alex, it was actually Cowboys defense versus Eagles offense day on the Voch. So I go find that video and your comments in the chat if you want to. What'd you say, Wisdom?
JR be calling when he in school. He be calling when he got the kids, babysitting.
Everything, man. JR just shouts out to him though, man. He show up whenever. He just show up to he just be loving on us, man. So shouts out to him. Adrian Lindsay dropped a deuce and said the Eagles have given up 30 sacks. Thank you, sir. So that's 2 more than the last time I checked. Appreciate you. Let's get DJ on the phone. See what he's talking about. What up, DJ?
Hey, nothing much, man. Just enjoying the bootleg Voch Lombardi live today. It's been pretty nice.
Oh shit!
Your mama sure does care about your schooling, son.
Hey. No, man, no. Y'all enslaved me for about 2 months, so I had to get it in there.
That's fair enough, DJ. We do be getting at you. That's fair enough. Appreciate you.
No, my real question today, and I'm gonna stay on point. This is actually what I wanted to ask. Man, with Tyron Smith coming back, is there, like, he's clearly the better player?
Yes.
But is there something that, for instance, Tyron Smith maybe is pulling and running downfield like he did last game on Pollard's touchdown, that they would go away from now that he's a tackle instead of Tyler Smith? Is there something that would no longer really be in the playbook, so to speak, because he's out there now? I don't think so, but you're the O-line guy, so I thought I'd ask you directly.
No, I think everything that you did with Tyler Smith at left tackle, you can do with Tyron at left tackle. Yeah, with Tyron at left tackle. If anything, you could probably do more things with Tyler at guard than Connor McGovern at guard. The one play that I'm always looking at or bragging about is when the Cowboys are running left and there's a 3-tech backside in B gap, and Zach Martin and Terrence Steele end up comboing that dude. Those blocks work because Zach Martin is powerful enough to hold up half of that dude, so Terrence Steele can come in, like, swipe the, finish the block or whatever, right? You probably can't do that with the left side because Connor McGovern may not be good enough to hold somebody at point while Tyler Smith smokes the shit out of somebody. So now what you get is you get a more powerful dude at left guard, and we've seen Tyler Smith beat the shit out of people, so we know that he's powerful enough to do it. You may see a world to where you can get Tyler Smith and Tyron Smith's power and get both those dudes working together. Now we could probably get those big plays that we get going to the left from the backside, right side. You can get those plays running to the right backside now, if that makes sense. That was a lot of words, but I hope that makes sense.
No, I got you. I'm right there with you. No, that's how I felt about it. I just wanted to kind of confirm. I didn't know if there was something that I missed or had forgotten because it has been so long since I've seen the man. So
you ain't missing that.
But either way, keep doing what you're doing, Bubba.
Appreciate you. And DJ is a member of my Patreon group. So hey, man, we be talking about this kind of stuff all the time, man. We be putting all this work into the Patreon. So be sure to tap in with us. Let's see. We got Queen on the phone, so let's get Queen up in here and see what Queen talking about. Hey, Queen.
Hey, y'all. How you doing?
We just I'm over here getting dogged out by the comment section and all that, but that's fine. Will still is over there having a good day and enjoying himself, so it's all good. How about you? How you doing today?
What are they dogging you out about, Voch?
Because my internet trashed today and the day before and the day before and the day before, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll fix it.
Somebody say something about your mobile link internet.
God damn. Y'all love me today, man. What's going on?
Stop the cap.
Jesus.
What's up, y'all? I just called to make this proclamation.
Yes, ma'am.
We will not be losing any more games.
Oh,
there you go. There you go.
No more games.
Bring it on. There you go.
We will not be losing any more games. Watch what I say.
Love it.
And also, we're going to put a 60 burger on them Texans.
Oh, boy. That's a lot of points.
60-3.
That's a lot of points. 60-3. Will Steele, what you think about 60-3?
If we win 60-3, they're going to be so mad. So mad on the Twitter streets when these networks come on and be like, but the score was 27-3.
Should have been 80-3.
Right?
Should have been 80-3. You know what I'm saying? The thing about it is I don't want them to pull back none whatsoever.
Right.
As long as they letting us dot them I's and bust them teeth, we need to put it on them. Put it on them constantly. Just tear their ass up.
Dot I's and do what to the T's?
And bust
Dot I's and do what to the T's?
Bust their teeth.
Oh, bust their teeth. Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know, dot the I, then bust the teeth.
You was trying to catch me saying, so I said I was gonna be good today when I called in.
I didn't try to catch you doing a thing. I was just trying to clarify.
Oh, okay.
Your mama sure does care about your schooling, son.
Go ahead. We listen to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's all I called for, baby. Is I wanted to give my proclamations about the score prediction, and also that we're not losing them back.
Love it, love it, love it.
What's going on, Miss Queen?
Appreciate you, Queen. 6 of the 3.
Day.
All right. Queen about to get off work.
Cowboys, y'all.
Queen about to get off work and get a bottle of drink. Appreciate you, ma'am. Cross the eyes and bust the teeth.
She said, dot them eyes and bust their teeth. I like that's a different version of it.
There you go. I ain't know what's with it. And that could have went 3 ways, but we ain't gonna go that. Let's get one last call in. 912. What up? Who this?
Hey, what up, Voch? This him.
Who?
Long time listener, first time caller. Him. HEMP.
HEMP. Gotcha. What's up, Hemp? What you got for the show?
Hemp the pimp.
Yes, sir. I was just calling because as a Dallas Cowboy, I've been a Cowboy fan my whole life, bro.
Yes,
I'm 36. Okay. And I grew up watching our Dallas Cowboys. I tripped Wendy first, the 3 Super Bowls.
Right.
Okay. When did we get so comfortable letting all these other 31 goons disrespect?
This man was literally 5 years old when they won the Super Bowl.
Week out. Just the disrespect. I've never seen another franchise or any other sports team disrespect this.
Right.
And seeing a lot of other Cowboy fans, it's like, oh, they cool with it. We used to it. I'm not, Voch. I'm screaming every year, bro. Every year.
Well, when teams are the best at something, that's when they get hated the most. So that's why teams hate, people hate the Yankees or the Lakers or, Mayweather or whatever. You know what I'm saying? When you win and you dog the shit out of a, certain fan base or whatever, that's why they just tend to hate you and they hold vendettas against you. Which is why I say that, Cowboy Nation winning the Super Bowl might be the scariest thing for the internet because you have the biggest fan base. We're all gonna congregate at one time and take 25 years of frustration out on the internet within 7 days, 10 days, however long it's gonna be. Whenever we, whenever we do it. So hey, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Hey, that's why I love this season so much because we just walking around, just slapping people in the mouth, saying what you want to do about it.
Right.
What you want to do about it.
Right.
And I can't wait to play the Eagles. And I do got a question for you about Tyron Smith.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I love Tyron Smith. I love my Cowboys. I love all my Cowboys. But the man stays hurt all the time. Right. Every year, I look at our roster and I'm thinking, how many games are we going to have with this guy? Right. It's the back, his knee, and then now I think, we got him coming back against the Texans. I just want him to be healthy when we get to the Eagles. I just want to be healthy when we get to these playoffs.
Yeah. Well, I would say, let me ask you this though, Hemp. When you go into a season, right, you would say for the whole year, how many games do you think Tyron Smith will play for you? Let me just ask you that question first. The whole year.
The whole year, to be honest, I say he's good for 5 to 10, bro.
5 to 10, perfect, goddamn. That's all we need. Look, that's all we got left. Right, that's all we got left. That's all we got left.
Play my music. It's challenge day. It's challenge day every Sunday. That's what I'm talking about.
That's all we got left. So don't even worry about it. Now, if he get hurt the first play back in the Texans, then all right, man, we gonna just go ahead and you know what I'm saying, hand him his papers, retire him slowly. You know what I'm saying? But if
when we was beating up on them boys Sunday and they was moving the offensive line around a little bit, I was just sitting there thinking like they get ready. They trying to see who they want where when Tyron go down again. If it was up to me, I'd just save him for the Eagles, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair enough.
I don't think he's playing this week, but I wouldn't save him for the Eagles. I think he does need to get a game, at least a game against Jacksonville.
Yeah, he needs to get some rest. You're right, Sky. You're right.
Just one.
Hemp, appreciate the call, man.
Man, I appreciate y'all.
All right, okay, appreciate you. We gonna put you down platinum next time we call in with no issue. Hemp, appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Go Cowboys all day, baby.
Yes, sir. Now, Will Steele, let me ask you a question, sir. Jason Peters been getting work at left tackle. Let me ask you this: when we do bring Tyron Smith back, Do you think it's going to be full-time work, or do you think it's going to be kind of like some Conor McGovern, Tyler Smith duty where, okay, well, you'll play some and the other cat will play some just so you don't kill Tyron as soon as you come back? Do you think Jason Peters get a good number of reps for the Jaguars game, for the Philly game whenever you come back?
Oh, Philly? I don't know about Philly, but unless Philly's the first game back for Tyron. But if you're talking about the next 2 weeks, I don't think Tyron's going to play this week. But against the Jags, I could definitely see it, him getting a few reps, Jason getting a few reps, just so Tyron doesn't have to have a bunch on his plate and he can get some reps for Philly. But once Tyron is full go, I don't think they're going to play around with, hey, we're going to swap these guys in and out from series. I think it's full go. Tyron and Tyler, left guard, left tackle, and let's rock until Tyron get hurt.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, and I just asked because, man, Cowboys keep rotating McGovern and Tyler, so I don't know. Maybe they just want to.
I think they want to see Tyler get real in-game reps at left guard because that's what's going to happen. I hope that's what happens. We hope.
They should play that motherfucker there and keep him there. That's what they want. All right, let's get into some super chats, assuming we don't have any setbacks here.
Right.
Here we go. Got some volume super chats. Got some Voch super chats. I appreciate y'all for the contributions, Let's start with the volume side. We ain't doing nothing else. Today's the 8th. Got a couple in here. Dontrell says, me and Sky must have a hell of a rapport.
Why say that?
We do be on Dontrell a little bit, huh? But hey, Dontrell, you're one of the famous characters of this this story. So, I mean, you're gonna get a little jokes, but hey, you have a legacy here. So, shouts out to you, sir. And Adrian Lindsay, when he gave me the dub, and says that the Eagles gave up 30 sacks. Appreciate you for the information. Go ahead.
Let me tell you how much Dontrell is entrenched in this. My in-laws came this past week, and our sister, she told that story to her family.
Really?
Yep. She told the Dontrell story to her family, and they got a little laugh out of it. Of course, she ended it with, "Yeah, I got sushi out of it." So,
Dontrell, a volume legend. Appreciate you, sir. And for the Voch side, check the super chats on Voch side. Let's see what's going on here. Mr. Jab opened us up today. He says, "Ice Spice comments are pure. Comment section is pure comedy for sure." Appreciate you, man. Patreon joke. Chris from We Don't Wife the 304s dropped 2 supers. He dropped a 5 and a deuce. The first one he says when he dropped the 5, with CeeDee Lamb going in motion as often, these reverses are finally starting to work. You think so, Will? Still?
Hell no, they ain't working. Okay. I think he's talking. He's talking about the jet sweeps.
Look, I agree, Will, but in my mind, I'm like,
fam,
have the failed reverses really paid off?
Fam, we hit one, and it was the Turpin against the Bears. That's it.
Yeah. And Keller keep running them.
They just keep on running them over.
It's almost like crack, man. And of course, we get a bunch of super chats in. I got to hit refresh on. It's okay. I love y'all to pieces. It's okay. I hit refresh because I love y'all. And then he came back and says, "I meant to say jet sweeps." Sure.
Yep, jet sweeps is the one that's hitting.
Yep. Marcus Johnson says, "Do you think I should start TP and Ezekiel Elliott in my DraftKings fantasy lineup this weekend?" Also, I don't want a Broncos type game where we lose focus. Well, I think the Broncos.
Oh, come on. This is the second time I done heard the Broncos be brought up against these trash ass teams.
That's different, man. The Broncos were actually a good defense.
A good team. Yeah, it's a good team.
Yeah, good team for sure. I mean, we were just looking at Teddy Bridgewater and kind of, whatever. But yeah, the Broncos are a good team. Last year for sure. They shit this year. But yeah, this ain't the same. Plus, two, here's one thing though, Will. Still tell me what you think about this. People are often leaning towards the idea, oh, this is our trap game. This is our trap game, right? They're talking about the Colts last week, the Texans this week. I think we've had our trap game already, and it was versus Green Bay. What you think?
That's so funny because I meant to bring this up earlier. I think next week is a trap. I'm off. I hate the trap stuff. Like trap game. Trap game means you're looking ahead. There is no game more that we're looking at than the Eagles.
Eagles. Yeah.
And since the Jaguars are not a great team, but they got talent, Doug Peterson knows the division. He knows you. He coached in it. Only thing is, I don't know what's up with their quarterback. But if their quarterback plays, that is there you go when you say trap game. All these other games ain't. This is why Green Bay wasn't a trap game. It was a homecoming for Mike McCarthy.
Sure.
It's Aaron Rodgers, who you ain't beat since like 2017, who's ended your. So ain't nothing trap about it. You better go up there and treat that like that's Aaron Rodgers. And you know they failed in the fourth quarter. But next week, would you agree that next week would be the trap game if you want? If y'all wanted to call it a trap game, I wouldn't argue with you next week because if you look past the Jaguars to the Eagles, that makes sense.
Next week could definitely be a qualifier for it. I would say there's a lot of things that play here. Yeah. It's a trap game qualifier. Trevor Lawrence has kind of been up and down. He's had good games this year. He's had bad games this year. So tell him what the hell happened. But you already know it's gonna lean on the run. So let's get back in supers, man. Let's get back to the supers here.
Oh, his other question was, should he start?
Zeke. Yeah, Zeke and Tony. Yeah, for sure.
Both.
You look in fantasy football, bro, because I do kind of crunch these numbers a little bit. Did y'all know that the Texans are so bad versus the running back that their defense technically is the best in the league versus quarterbacks? Did you know that, Will Steele? Because they so bad versus the run.
I knew about the running backs. I didn't think that they were the best against quarterbacks, but they are 32nd in the NFL against the run. Yes, started both.
Yeah, man. So teams are just choosing to not beat them in the air because the run game just comes so easy. So I do expect there to be a healthy dose of Zeke and Tony. Plus, I don't even think that the Texans have to be a game to qualify that. I think for the rest of the season, we said yesterday, was just quietly, we just racking up these 200-yard rushing games versus good defenses like the Colts or whatever, or just whoever y'all consider to be a good defense, well, whatever, cool, Giants, whatever you want to call it. We're just quietly racking those games up. So I ain't saying we finna rush for 300 or nothing like that, but I can see Malik Davis getting some this week. So I don't know, we'll see. Just
I know she said 60, but we dead ass could put up another 40 burger.
Could be
defense.
Also, just for fantasy advice, something that you got to be aware of is you got to be aware of the idea that your best fantasy football output, right, comes from the game being close enough but productive enough, right? Like if you just beat the shit out the Texans in the first half by 50, then you ain't gonna see Zeke or TP in the second half. You know what I mean? So just kind of balance all those things and think about it. But do I think you can play both of them? For sure. I probably wouldn't though.
Man, they've been doing well though, fantasy wise, because look, TP get you the long runs, right? And then once you get into the red zone, Zeke might only have 60 yards, but get 2 touchdowns.
Yep, 2 touchdowns. Yep. That's what Williams been doing over in Detroit. Jamal Williams, that motherfucker had 30 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns.
He's killing it, fantasy.
Just winning your fantasy day. All right, and two super chats from Donnie Nepper. The first one, refresh. Okay, I can hook you up with the password to my neighbor's Wi-Fi if that'll help. Oh man, how far must the Cowboys advance in the playoffs for this season to be a disappointment? Me and Will still said this in the off season, and I would say that we have a higher expectation for our team now. But we're thinking the conference championship game, right? Will still?
Yep.
Conference championship game. There you go. That's all we got, man. Appreciate y'all. We're a little early. We can talk to the chat for like 5 minutes, then we'll get Marcus Harrison quote. Get up out of here. Chat, y'all have any questions?
Dustin said, "Come on, Will. A trap game is when you think you're 99% chance of winning and you lose. That's not a trap game. You're giving me the result. A trap game is going into the game, right? You're overlooking your opponent for the next opponent. That's considered a trap. Yeah, we got you. You're not paying attention to us. I don't think they're going to overlook the Texans for the Jaguars. I think that you could potentially overlook the Jaguars for the Eagles. That's Dustin Baker. That's what considered a trap game.
Yep. I just don't want there to be no goddamn traps. I just want us to just win these shit.
I even hate the term trap, but if there was anyone I wouldn't fight you against, it'd be next week.
For sure. DJ Word dropped the deuce and says Voch ain't never asked for cash apps again. Oh no. I ain't gonna do y'all like that. I'm definitely not asking today though. But
we just did it. Like
we just did it. Yeah, but yeah, for sure. Marcus Hardison says, hear ye. At the volume, that's me and Will Steele as a team and a collective. You know what I mean? At the volume, strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. Tactics without strategy is the noise before defeat.
Boy, I'm really trying to.
Hold on.
Yeah, we gotta run that back.
Pause. Strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. Okay. Like strategy without tactics.
So you're
right?
acting without a. Okay, wait, you have a plan. But
it's like you got a plan, but you
ain't executing. Okay. The second
tactics. Yeah, for sure. Tactics without strategy is the noise before defeat. So would tactics be what you do, but strategy would be what you do versus them? Because I feel like those could be tactics also.
Yeah, this
hold on.
one.
We're gonna read this one more time. Oh, hold on, wait. Hold on, goddamn. We're gonna get this. Hold on.
It says Cobra Kai, no mercy, sweep the leg. Is this a Cobra Kai reference?
It can't be because I ain't never seen that shit. Strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory.
So
tactics without strategy is the noise before defeat.
So when he say tactics, you mean like the means?
Tactics. Mm-hmm. Okay, so he said Cobra Kai, right? So like if we had dojo, right? So we had my strategy would be what I would use versus my opponent or how I would attack my opponent. The tactics are what I'm using to attack my opponents. You feel me? Tactics are what I'm using. Strategy is how I'm using it, right? Right? So strategy with all right, Marcus Harris, appreciate you, man. Hashtag Cobra Kai, Lion Sleep Outside, No Mercy, Sweep the Leg, 2022. Dial up in there. All right, man. Shit. What y'all got, chat? Vastradamus, appreciate you. Elroy. Okay, Elroy. Shaq Elwood says, well, my car battery died. If you're in Houston, I'll come give you a jump, man. But you're probably not. Let's see. Strategy is the plan. Tactics are the tools to execute the plan.
That's what I was thinking. But if you have a strategy, he says strategy without tactics, right? So if you have the strategy and the tactics is the action, it's the slowest route to victory. Well, you're not going to go that route without the actual action.
I'm not smart as I thought I was. Tactics are steps. Strategy is the plan. So yeah.
Well, I get the plan part.
Right.
I think what do we consider tactics to be? Because you can have a strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. I mean, there ain't no route, though, if you don't actually do the tactics. You can't take the route. You just have the plan. You're not implementing.
The strategy would be, all right, so this is how we're going to get more viewers on the volume, or we're going to do such and such things to get viewers on the volume. The tactics would be to come on here and like clickbait the Eagles and, get their fans to come over here and talk shit. You see what I'm saying?
So now somebody said a synonym. Tactic is a synonym for strategy. I quit. I give up.
All right, hold on now, Will. Hold on. With that new information now, hold on. Here we go. So here we go. Watch this, Will. Still watch this. Nah, fuck this. I ain't finna do it. All right, chat. This was a good one, man. This was a shorter one, but fucking Texas, man. What you want from us? We did our best. All right.
I think we did well this week.
Through, well. Yeah, for sure, man. Appreciate y'all for coming through. We love y'all to pieces. Yeah, follow me on all my social medias, VOCHLOMBARDI. Be sure to hit the like button on all the platforms on the volume and on the Voch Lombardi page. And I'm trying to get my Instagram going as well. So that's also Voch Lombardi. The same thing going on with my Instagram now is what happened with my Twitter. At first, nobody followed me on Twitter, so I ain't do shit, right? So I just started this campaign. I was like, hey, man, if y'all follow me on Twitter, I'll start posting shit on Twitter. And then Twitter got kind of, hot or whatever. So shouts out to my Twitter. So I just ain't got people on my Instagram. So I ain't post shit on Instagram. So in my mind, if I had more people on my Instagram, Voch Lombardi, then I'll start posting shit on Instagram. So, and I think I can put some interesting things on Instagram. So y'all go over there, give it a follow, and and we'll put some more content up there. If you want some more film and to be a part of the classes that we do in the week where we break down the whole film, go to patreon.com/Voch Lombardi and twitch.tv/Voch Lombardi. Check out some of the gaming stuff that I'll be doing after the season. Y'all want to follow Will Steele, Skywalker Steele on Twitter, Skywalker.
Just not Instagram.
Everything but Instagram for Skywalker Steele. Skywalker Steele, Steele. And check him out in the morning on A to Z Dallas around 8:30, 8:15. He'll take you all the way to about 10 o'clock. All right. Love y'all to pieces. No show tomorrow, of course, because it's Friday. We're off Saturday as well, but we will see you again for the watch along on Sunday. And hopefully my internet don't go out while we beating the shit out the Texans in that noon game. Y'all hold down for the Doski Wilson, Peasky Whiskey. Till next time. Internet volume.
Beats Planet.
Shout out to Rush Hour 4 too. Heard that's in planes now.